If I were to take your service agreement program and fix it, what would that do to you? Do you ever feel like your service agreement program is like having gum on your shoe? Like there's just something wrong with it, just something dragging about it. And if I were to fix it, I wonder if you could think of 2 or 3 key points that would make it better. For example, to have a service agreement program, we all know you have to run those maintenance calls, tune-up calls, or those service agreement visits, right? But I'm going to show you that that's not necessarily the worst problem. Let me show you something. You know, our industry says that your company is only worth the amount of service agreements, the amount of customers you have under contract. Is that true? I don't really think so. With service agreements, we're trying to buy something, aren't we? Loyalty. Loyalty is a good thing, but I want to talk about the 5 hidden costs that are hidden out in the open in your service agreement program. Let's talk about number 1. The number 1 cost, not necessarily in order, is simply an incentive, right? You give an incentive to your service technician, right? Or perhaps a dispatcher, but somebody gets paid money to actually present and sign people up, to sell the service agreement. All right, well then here's another cost. Secondly, number 2, is the discount. Okay, so we have a discount program, anywhere from 10% to possibly 20%. Wow. I mean, you think about it. The typical service company in the United States has a net profit of 2% to 7%, and we're willing to take 15% off the top? Well, you say that's only for our service agreement programs, and we build the money in. Really, is that a great idea? Tomorrow I'm going to talk about wholesale versus retail and how the big retailers actually make money with their customers. And are we doing it? Are we doing it the way they should? Or can we fix, repair, replace, or even have a better way to do service agreements? Okay? Either way, that's a huge amount, and you're giving that money back, aren't you? All right, and by the way, at the end of the year, do you have an extra 10 to 20% on top of the customers that are non-service agreement customers? I mean, really? Does your balance line show, oh my gosh, look how much profit we have over here? Or is it like gum on a shoe? Something about it's just not quite right. So what's another cost, okay, of running a service agreement program? Well, let's see. It might be a free or reduced service dispatch fee. Okay, so you got a service and dispatch fee, and you're just giving it away. Now, a typical service and dispatch fee would be anywhere from $49 to $129. That's a large amount of money that you put on top of it. As a matter of fact, in the late 80s, early 90s, et cetera, mid 90s, a lot of us moved to flat rate pricing, and we thought flat rate pricing was making us a lot of money. But you want to know the truth of what really made you money in flat rate? Most of us added a service and dispatch fee the moment we went to a flat rate pricing system. I added $49. That's $50, $49 right on top of my service call. Right on top of it. Back in 1995. Do you think that made a difference? And now, some people are telling you, you could just give that away. Don't kid yourself. That is a huge and enormous cost. All right? What's another cost? Priority service. Priority service. You say that's not a cost. Oh, yes it is. I'm not saying it's not a good thing to give to your members. I'm saying it's a huge cost. Because do you advertise in neighborhoods that you want to do business? Maybe with ad campaigns, marketing campaigns, maybe radio, TV, but what about billboards, yard signs, things like that, door hangers, in neighborhoods that you want their business? And then on the day they call, the phone rings, they actually call. This is your only chance to get them, probably, for all the money that you've spent, but you're too busy because you're out doing priority service and even some guaranteed same-day service for your service agreement customers. That's a huge cost, and you have to track it, you have to account it for it, but I'll show you how to get the big fish and still take care of your current obligations because I believe in honesty and integrity, but I'm going to show you a better way. Okay, and by the way, Thursday at 3 o'clock, I want you to attend my webinar. Click on that register button because I'm going to show you a better way. Now, there is another cost, and this is the one that probably is hidden because we don't think about it. And this is an enormous cost, and that is time. How much time do you allow your service technician to offer, sell, sign up customers on your service agreement, club member maintenance program? How much time? I've heard anywhere from 5 minutes to eternity. Eternity being as long as it takes. How much value are we putting on these service agreement programs, and what are we getting back for that value? Now, you wonder why. Oh, it's just like gum on the shoe. Just something about my service agreement program that just doesn't seem right. Sometimes it seems like more trouble than it's worth. Hey, I've talked to customers, I've talked to hundreds and hundreds of people just like you, and I hear that over and over and over. So, what's the problem? The cost of the incentives on top of the discount, on top of the dispatch fee that's reduced or given away, on top of the cost of priority service, on top of the enormous amount of talented, skilled labor that is lying dormant while this guy is trying to discuss maintenance programs with a customer. These costs are accumulative. They all add up, or better yet, they all add down. Now, I want you to attend my webinar because I'm showing you there's something that we can do about this. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a video and show you the difference between wholesale and retail. What do you do, and what do the big retailers do? What do the giants do? How do they exchange this enormous downside in cost for huge value? We'll talk about that tomorrow. Don't forget to register for the webinar. And hey, I'm Rodney Cope, founder of the New Flat Rate, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.